Welcome back, everyone. Did you make your rock collection? Well, as you can see behind me, someone had a rock collection and they made a cool statue out of it. I found that in Watershed Park. And if you read Rhoda's rock book, she also saw that in her walk. You could do this with your own rocks. Have some fun. Today I'm going to read you a book called If You Find a Rock, which we did, right? And as I read it, you might want to have your rock collection around. So you might want to pause the video, go get your rock collection. Because what we're going to do is we're going to hold up a rock that's the same as the one in the book. So I'm going to do that along with you. If you don't have your rocks, it's okay, just enjoy the story. Here's our book, If You Find a Rock, written by Peggy Christian. If you find a rock. So are your rocks all ready to go? Let's get started. Hi, and then on the first page we have this beautiful rock that the author wanted to include. Maybe it had some special importance to her, I'm not sure. If you find a rock, a nice, flat, rounded rock that sits just right in the crook of your finger, then you have a skipping rock. You toss it out in the water just so and see it trip across the surface, making a chain of spreading rings. I found a skipping rock. Look at that. It's nice and kind of flat, and it's rounded, and I'm going to put it in the crook of my finger and skip it. Maybe you find a soft white rock, a rock that feels dusty in your fingers. Then you have a chalk rock, and you use it to make pictures on the pavement. Did you know that chalk is made from rocks? And you can actually find a rock that's very soft and can make marks. I will show you mine. I have my own chalk rock. Here it is. And if you find a sidewalk or anything hard like this brick, you can make it right. Let's see what it looks like. See the marks I can make with my rock? And I have a few other rocks that make marks like that too. Give it a try and have some fun. Or you might find a big mossy rock by the side of a long, steep trail. Then you have a resting rock, and as you sit down, you feel the cool moss squish beneath you, squash beneath you. Do you remember my big mossy resting rock that I found on the trail in Watershed Park? There it is. Then again, you might find a rock with a stripe running all the way around it. Trace the line with your finger. It must circle all the way. You have a wishing rock, and you whisper what you want before you throw it. So I found a striped rock. Here it is. You see the stripes? But my stripes, if I turn the rock around, don't quite make it all the way around the rock. So I'm going to keep searching for my wishing rock. If you find a big rock, by the edge of the water, then you have found a splashing rock. When it hits the surface, the water jumps out of the way, raining back down on your outstretched hands. The bigger the rock, the wetter you get. Here is my big splashing rock. Remember that from last time? I bet if I threw that in the water, it would make a big splash. I think I'm going to take it and try it one day. Maybe you find a pile of small rounded pebbles. Then you found sifting rocks, and you could scoop a handful and let them slide slowly through your fingers. That would be fun. Here are my rounded sifting rocks. I'm going to make them travel. Nice, eh? Have you got any? Or you might find a rock whose water-smoothed surface catches your eye. It feels easy in your hand when you rub it. Then you have found a worry rock. You rub it between your fingers and your troubles are smoothed away. This is my worry rock. It's smooth. I can rub it between my fingers and it fits in my pocket. It's a good thing to have. Then again, you might find a rock sitting in a grassy field. Push it over. You have found a hiding rock. And in the cool, dark underside live all kinds of things that creep and crawl and hide out of sight. Look for your hiding rock. Okay, here we are in my front yard, and I have a big hiding rock. Let's see if we can find anything underneath it. I'm going to lift it up. It's pretty heavy. Here we go. Oh my goodness. There are creatures hiding underneath my rock. It's hard for you to see. There we go. That looks like kind of like a slug-like creature. I'll put it back so I don't hurt it. And, there's some other little grubs in here. The other day I saw some worms in here. So lift up a rock and see what you can find. If you find a rock, a great rock, that towers over you, then you have found a climbing rock. Hold on with your toes and fingers. Grip hard as you stretch up and pull until you reach the top, where you feel much grander than you did on the ground. And here is a nice tall climbing rock in White Rock, where you can view the pier from the top of the White Rock. My son loved climbing on that in the summertime. Maybe you will find a twisting line of rocks sticking up out of a creek. Then you have found crossing rocks, which wait to meet your feet as you pass over the water, rushing away all around you. And here is a picture of my dog Martini trying to cross, using her crossing walks to get across her stream. Have you done that before? Or you might find a rock with a print of something else, a leaf or a shell. Then you have found a fossil rock, and you feel the shape of something that lived long, long ago when the rock was young. And here is my fossil rock. Remember I showed it to you before? Sometimes there'll be a print, or sometimes there'll be the actual object still in the rock. Then again, you could find a small rounded rock right in front of your toe as you go down the sidewalk. You have found a walking rock, and you kick it ahead of you and let it lead you home. Have you found your kicking rock? Here's mine. I think that would be really good to kick along the sidewalk. Lots of fun. If you find a rock that's not a skipping rock, or a chalk rock, or a resting rock, or a wishing rock, that's not a splashing rock, or a sifting rock, or a worry rock, or a hiding rock, that's not even a climbing rock, or a crossing rock, or a fossil rock, or a walking rock, but you like it anyway because it reminds you of a place, or a feeling, or someone important, then you have found a memory rock, and sometimes those are the best rocks of all. You might remember a couple of my memory rocks. The first one being when I was in Costa Rica, this volcano rock, which means a lot to me, brings back those memories. And of course, my heart rock that my very special friend gave to me and brings back wonderful memories as well. Do you have a rock in your collection that you would consider a memory rock? And if you don't, well, maybe one day you'll find one. Keep looking. So on the last page of a book, we have someone who's just found their very special rock. I hope you can find yours. Now for the next part, which you can join me in, we're going to talk about what we can do with our rock collection. See you then.